Okay, so guys, all right, so welcome everyone, yeah, to our Form 4 year-end chemistry seminar. Okay, all right. So before I start with our session today, all right, so I need to manage your expectation. Okay. So everyone come into these sessions, everyone attending this session with different expectation. Okay. So first of all, okay, what we want to do today. Okay, I'm not going to give you any tips, huh? I'm not going to give you any tips. I'm not going to tell you what will be tested in your final exam. Huh? I won't tell you, okay, for Penang paper, what will be tested, for Selangor paper, what will be tested. Huh? So that is not my objective for today. Okay, so for today's session, okay, I would like to let you know, okay, what are some important subtopics you need to know for your entire Form 4. So I'm doing a quick summary for your Form 4. Again, so let's say you don't know anything about sorts, you don't expect after attending this session, you will understand the sorts, okay? Because this session is not meant to teach you on any subtopics. So I'm not going to choose any subtopic to go through it. No, yeah. I just do a quick summary to tell you what is important for every subtopics, every chapter, and I'll tell you some study techniques. And most importantly, we are doing a final wrap up, the final summary to get you prepared for your Form 5. So actually, my ultimate objective for today's session is to get you prepared for your Form 5. Okay, is to get you prepared for your Form 5. Yeah, because we're going to start with our Form 5 class in December. Okay, all right. So it's important, yeah, it's very important for me to manage your expectation in the first place. Okay. All right. So first thing first, okay. First thing first, okay. I noticed that for Form 4 student this year, many students have a big problems with answering techniques. Many students, they seems to understand the theory, but the answering technique is not quite there. Okay. And if you're following my class, I think I mentioned more than 100 times. No joke, no joke. Okay, I think I already mentioned more than 100 times that there is no other way for you to enhance your answering techniques apart from doing exercise. No other shortcut. Yeah? If you just go reading, you just go by pure reading, it won't help you one. Okay. So before we start with today's sessions, I would like to do a very short quiz with you all. Okay, it's a 3-question quiz. Okay, if anyone able to answer the 3 question correctly, I'm going to give you a secret gift. Yeah, I'm going to give you some gift. All right, if you're able to answer these 3 questions correctly. Yeah, so these 3 questions is all from chapter 6, and they are quite easy and quite simple. For those of you who are following my class, this question we talked in the class before. I talked about the concepts and probably some of the question I show you in the class before. All right. So let us do something on the quiz. Then I'll tell you some story after the quiz. Yeah. All right. So admin, can you please share the screen for the quiz? So okay. So guys, I hope everyone can actively participate in the quiz. Just try. Okay, I noticed there are quite a number of you here. You're so afraid on how people judge on you. Don't be afraid. Just try. Okay, so you can use any devices. Okay, it can be a computer, it can be handphone. Yeah, so you can click the link in the chat box. In the chat box, there is a link. There is a link that you can click. You can click, and you can use username. For the okay, you can use your username. All right. So for the username, it will be better if you can use your real name lah, so that it's easy. If let's say you are you are winning, so we are going to give you the award, so it's easier. Okay. So just try this. Okay. So we're gonna have 3 questions. So I hope you can finish these 3 questions in okay the time allocated, okay, it will be about, I think, 30 seconds, if I remember correctly, about 20 or 30 seconds for every question. Because all these are objective questions. They are quite easy. Okay, before that, everyone, get your calculator. Everyone, please get your calculator ready, because there is a questions that require you all to use calculator. There is a question that you need to calculate something. Okay, a simple calculation. Okay, so yeah, just get your calculator. Okay, so in 20 seconds, we're going to start with our quiz. In 20 seconds, we will start with our quiz. Okay, so hope everyone try to participate in the quiz. And after the quiz, I'll tell you something. Yeah, I'll tell you something here. All right. Okay, so admin, I think we can start with the quiz now. Okay, let's start. So there are total 3 questions, okay, that you all can try to work on it lah, okay? So just try, okay, to do the questions, okay? And then later I'll discuss, later I'll discuss, on the for the answers lah, okay? Oh, finally, question 2 got 1 people answer correctly. Finally. Okay, I think we have 38 participants. I think so far everyone answered the first and second questions. We left with the third one. Okay, so I think all is it all done already? I'm not sure. Yeah, 38, 38, 38. So I assume I think everyone should complete already. Okay, so let's see. Is there anyone can answer all 3 questions correctly? Yeah, let's see. Is there anyone can answer all 3 questions correctly? Okay, so these are the winner. Okay, let's see. Wow, no one can answer all correctly. Is it? Is there anyone can answer all correctly? No, not a single one. All right, not a single one. Okay, all right. Okay, never mind. Okay, so if no one can answer all correctly, never mind. Yeah, I will just give the prize to the top three winner lah. As in, you guys answer two questions correctly and in the shortest time lah. Okay, yeah. So which is Yu Qing, Ruben, and Bernice. Yeah. All right. The admin will contact you. Oh, yeah, the admin will contact you guys on this. Okay. All right. So guys, now let's discuss on these three questions. Okay. So before I start with discussion, guys, I need to tell you, these three questions are super, super, super easy. These three questions are super, super, super easy. But the fact is not even one person so far from for those of you who participate in the quiz, not even one person can answer all three questions correctly. So this is what I say. All right. This year Form 4 students are very lack in terms of answering techniques. The answering technique is not there. Guys, I not simply say one. You all can look at the result you got just now. I not simply say one. Okay. Not even one person can answer all three questions correctly. But are those questions hard? No. Are those questions K-bar? Not at all. Okay. So why I want to do the quiz? So I need you all to know the importance of doing exercise, because only when you do the exercise, you will know what kind of question you can do, what kind of question you cannot do. Okay, that's why doing exercise so important. Okay, so let me spend maybe a quick 5 to 10 minutes to discuss on these three questions before we start with our session today. Is it okay? All right. So let's start with the first question. Okay, the first question. So the first question, if any one of you remember, the first question is this. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. All right. So the first question, okay, someone was stung by a bee. So someone stung by a bee. Okay. What is the chemical substance should be used? What is the chemical substance should be used to relieve the pain? So we have four answers. We have vinegar, we have ammonia solution, we have hydrochloric acid, and we also have sodium hydroxide. Okay. So if any one of you remember, okay, this is a concept called neutralization. Neutralization. So insect bites, insect sting can be acidic or alkaline. All right. Okay. For those who follow my class, okay, you should know there is a way for us to remember it. Normally they will ask us bee and wasp. Normally they will ask us the bee and wasp sting. How to know the sting is acidic or alkaline? How to know their sting is acidic or alkaline? Very simple way. Look at the name. Bee is short. Was the name is longer, right? Acidic, the name is short. Alkaline, the name is longer. So short go short, long go long. So the bee sting it's acidic, the wasp sting it's alkaline. That's all. So when you sting by the bee, which is acidic, you should use alkali to neutralize. So not when you sting by something alkaline, you should use acid to neutralize. But remember, when you want to neutralize the acid and alkali, because now the bee and wasp, they sting you on the skin. When you want to neutralize the acid or alkali on the skin, you have to use weak acid or weak alkali. You cannot use strong acid or strong alkali, because strong acid and strong alkali, they are corrosive. They will hurt you even more rather than helping you to neutralize the sting. Understand? So now B is acidic. So when the B is acidic, we should use a weak alkali to neutralize. The one and only weak alkali in SPM is ammonia. The one and only weak alkali in SPM is ammonia. That's it. So I hope everyone understand how to do this question. So you must know B and WAS. Which one is acidic, which one is alkaline. And when you sting by something acidic, you use weak alkali to neutralize. When you sting by something alkaline, you use weak acid to neutralize. That's it. Let me know in the chat box. Do you understand how I solve this question? Okay, so that's the first one, huh? Okay. The second question is the legendary question. I think this question just now, if I remember correctly, I think about 3 or 4 only answered it correctly. I think about 3, maybe 2 or 3 people answered it correctly. Yeah. Question 2. Question 2 asks for chemical test for acid. So how you want to test for acid? Example, today you suspect this, you suspect that you have a liquid. This liquid is acid. How to do chemical test? Huh? Okay. So number 1, use blue litmus paper. Okay. Number 2, use a zinc metal. Number 3, use alkali. Number 4, use pH meter. Okay, this is a question that a lot students answer wrongly. Okay, when they ask for chemical test, you cannot use litmus paper because you will think so easy. Oh, put a blue litmus paper, it turn red. It is acid. No, litmus paper, yeah, litmus paper. Okay, a quick announcement. So if any one of guys, please change your display name to your real name, to your full name. If you didn't change to full name, so you will be removed from this session. Okay, so please, if any one of you here, that your ID, your display name is not your real name, you'll be removed from the session in a short while. Okay, all right. Okay, so guys, litmus paper is not a chemical test. Chemical test must have chemical reaction. Do you think litmus paper put in acid, any reaction is happening? No. What is the chemical test? Okay, everyone recall back. Acid got 3 chemical reaction that you all learned. Number 1, acid can react with metal to form salt and hydrogen. Number 2, acid can react with base to form salt and water. Number 3, acid can react with carbonate. You will form salt, water, and carbon dioxide. So this is the chemical properties of acid. This is the chemical properties of acid. So if the question asks about chemical test, you must use these chemical properties. You must. How you prove that this fella is acid? Put in a metal, put in a base, put in a carbonate. You want a chemical reaction to take place. That's why it's a chemical test. So if you put zinc metal, can you test for acid? Yes. When I have a liquid, I suspect the liquid is acid, I put in a zinc. So how I prove that it is an acid? If zinc is a metal, when you put in acid, they will produce salt and hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas, so you will see bubble. So make sense now. You put the zinc, you saw bubble, or it is an acid. If you put, okay, why? Because zinc is a metal. Metal react with acid to produce salt and hydrogen. When you produce hydrogen, you see bubble. So today, if you put the zinc in the liquid, you didn't see any bubble, that liquid is not an acid. Understand? You put the zinc in the liquid, you saw bubble, that liquid is an acid. Why? Because if zinc reacted with acid, they form salt and hydrogen. Hydrogen appear as bubble. So if I put the metal in the substance, I saw some bubble, I know, I am very sure it is an acid. So it's true. Okay, that's it. Okay, so if today SPM asks you all to do chemical test for acid, there is only 2 things you can do. Number 1, put metal in the acid, or put carbonate in the acid. Only these 2. Okay, when you put metal in the acid, you will produce salt and hydrogen. The hydrogen, you will see bubble. If you put carbonate in the acid, let's say today I suspect I have acid. I put in carbonate. Acid react with carbonate. I produce salt, water, and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas. I will see bubble. That's it. You put metal, you put carbonate, you saw bubble, confirm it is acid. You put metal, you put carbonate, you don't see bubble, it's not an acid. That's all. Why we cannot use this reaction? Why we cannot put base to test the acid? Why? Because if you put the base in the acid, what happened? Acid react with base, produce salt and water. So the salt and water, you cannot see any changes. One, you cannot see bubbles, you cannot see any color change, you see nothing. One, you see nothing. So when you cannot see anything, you're not sure whether there is any reaction that is happening. Understand? So cannot. So today, if I give you a sample, I want you to prove that it is acid, and I ask for chemical test. Chemical test cannot be litmus paper, cannot be pH meter. This is not chemical test. Chemical test must have chemical reaction. So you can put metal into the sample or carbonate, because if they are metal or carbonate, they react with acid, they produce some gas, which you can see bubble. That's all. So the answer is zinc. Okay, so this one you have to be careful, because just now only two out of 38 students answer this question correctly. Okay, so can you use alkali to test it is acid? Cannot, because if acid react with alkali, you produce salt and water. Acid don't have color, alkali don't have color, the salt and water also no color. So you cannot see anything. One. You put alkali in the acid, you see nothing. One. So you never know any reaction occur or not. You cannot see anything. So when you want to do chemical test, you must make sure you can see some changes. I can see some bubble, for example. You get idea? So this is a very, very common question that a lot of students answer wrongly. Guys, no joke. This question, more than 90%, more than 90% of students cannot do at all. Okay? All right. So let's do our statistic. 2 out of 38 students just now. 95, 95% of students answer wrongly. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I hope everyone understand how to do chemical tests for acid. You can either use metal or carbonate only. Litmus paper, pH meter, all these are not considered as chemical tests. So let me know in the chat box, are you okay with this question? Are you okay how to do chemical tests for acid? Okay, last question. Last question is to calculate the pH for the pH for the sulfuric acid. Okay, the pH for the sulfuric acid. Okay, so you are given a 0.2 mole per dm cube. This is concentration of sulfuric acid, and you want to calculate the pH. Okay, this is a question that a lot of students always make some mistakes. One, what is pH? pH is negative log H plus. So many students, the common problem is they directly take this concentration they put in. They directly take the concentration, negative log 0.2. This is what more than 50% of students will do. More than 50% student will do, and they will get the answer 0.7 happily, which is, of course, wrong. Okay, why? The 0.2 is the concentration of acid. But to calculate pH, you need concentration of H plus. You need concentration of H plus. Okay, you need concentration of H plus. They are not the same. Just like I give you the concentration for Milo, but the calculation need the concentration for Ribena. Not the same one. You cannot use the value, because the value you have is for Milo, but for the calculation, they want Ribena. Not the same. So you must know how to get the concentration of H plus from this acid. So sulfuric acid have two hydrogen, so is a diprotic acid. Sulfuric acid is a diprotic acid. It will ionize in the water. It will cut by the water. Remember, if you follow my class, I told you acid can cut by water to form H plus. So the 2 hydrogen here produce 2H plus. The SO4 here become SO4 2 minus. Is okay? So this equation tell me 1 sulfuric acid producing 2H plus. Okay, why I write this equation? Okay, so this sulfuric acid, the concentration is given to be 0.2, isn't it? So now I wanted to calculate the pH. To calculate the pH, I need the concentration of H plus. So according to the ratio, 1 acid produce 2H plus, isn't it? So 1 acid produce 2H plus. So 0.2 is the concentration of acid. What is the concentration for H plus? 0.4, isn't it? Double up, when I got 1 ringgit, you have 2 ringgit. When my concentration is 0.2, you are 0.4. So the H plus is 0.4. So the calculation should be negative log 0.4. Negative log 0.4, your answer 0.4. You got it? It's a very easy question, but many students take it too easy. They directly take this concentration, put in here. Okay? And guys, seriously, if you follow my class, especially Zoom class, these 3 questions actually we discussed before. If you really follow my class, these 3 questions that we discussed before. So that's why I'm quite surprised to see that not even one person can answer all 3 questions correctly. Okay? So guys, why we want to do the quiz? Okay, why we are doing this quiz? So I really need you all to know that answering text, sometimes you thought you are okay, you thought you understand, but in reality, maybe you are not ready. Yeah, maybe you are not ready yet. So that's why you have to do exercise. I really talk more than 100 times on this. Okay, I really hope that you all can understand why doing exercise is so important. Yeah, because if you never do exercise, these 3 simple questions you also cannot score at all. Okay, so guys, let me know in the chat box, do you understand how to solve this pH calculation question? Do you understand how to solve this pH calculation question? Okay, so doing exercise is like you are having a mirror. Exercise will help you to reflect upon yourself, whether you can or cannot do this thing. Okay, so that's why it's important. Because guys, the most horrible thing is when you yourself not even know about your weakness. That is the worst thing. Okay, when you not even know what is your problem, that is something very bad. If you know what is your problem, at least not so bad. At least you can do something about it. But the worst thing happening now is that a lot of students, they not even know what is their problem. They have no idea at all. Okay, so that will be a bit hard. That's why if you are in a situation that you not even know what is your problem, simple, start doing exercise. When you do exercise, you will realize your strength and weakness. Okay, so now it lead me to this. Okay, this is a learning flow chart that I can suggest to you. This is a learning flow chart that I can suggest to you. Remember, today we are doing some summary and answering techniques and also common mistakes. I'm not here today to teach you sorts. I'm not here today to teach you more. So that is not the purpose. Okay, because no way I can teach you the entire sort in 2 hours. No way. Yeah. So I just give you some rough idea to give you a direction. So today my objective is to give you a direction so you know what you should do. Okay? All right. So this is a learning flow chart that I can suggest to you. Okay? But again, of course, you can have your own way. But this is something I can suggest to you. First and foremost, you must understand your concept. Understanding concept is the first thing. Don't start doing exercise before you even read and understand the concept. So after you understand the concept, it is advisable for you to create your own notes. Hey guys, seriously, the best note in the world is the note that created by you yourself. Guys, trust me, today if you go to get the notes for the top student, number 1 students in your entire school, okay, it is not helpful at all. Okay, doesn't mean that the notes from the top student in your school will help you. Not really. Okay, You might not even understand what he or she is writing. For me, the best note is always the note created by yourself. So the simple thing is that, let's say after you do some reading, create your own short notes. Your notes no need to be beautiful one. You don't need to make it. Okay, nothing wrong if you want to make the notes beautiful, but I saw some people, they spend too much time to make the notes very beautiful. They make the notes so colorful, this and that, and they spend 7 hours to make the notes. No point, right? For me, the notes is there to help you to recap the idea. It most importantly is short and simple. Okay, short and simple. I always love to use the rule called KISS. Okay, what is KISS? Keep it short and simple. KISS. Okay, keep it short and simple. Don't make some fancy notes. Seriously, yeah, that will take too much of your time. Just make it short and simple as long as it is functional. That will be good enough. All right. But this is optional lah. If you don't want to create your notes, no problem one. But if you do your reading and revision, then you can create your own notes. It'll be very helpful. Then most important is this thing lah. This is something I taught more than 100 times. If you're following my Zoom class, you need to enhance your answering technique. This is something that many students are lacking of. And guys, I didn't lie. I didn't just simply bluff. You all can look at the quiz just now. Not even one person can answer 3 questions correctly. And none of the 3 questions that we do today is K-but. No K-but question at all. We are doing simple questions. Okay? So answering techniques, you have to do it by practicing on good quality question. You have to start to do good quality question. What is good quality question? Past year paper and trial exam paper. I don't want you to waste too much time to do some reference book exercise or textbook exercise. Okay? I don't want you to waste too much time on it. Of course, you want to do, you can do, but the problem with those exercises is that sometimes they are not following the proper SPM format. Sometimes you do the question from Pelangi, Sasbadi, or whatever publisher it is. Sometimes the question might not following SPM format. Okay, the question might be too easy or too hard. So it's not that helpful one. So if you really want to practice on good quality exercise. SPM past year paper, trial exam paper. SPM paper, you just start from 2021 will do. You don't need to do any question before that because before year 2021, it is KBSM. It is still under the old syllabus. KSSM new syllabus only started in 2021. Okay? All right, that's it. And this question, you can get it easily from internet or bookstore, especially for the past year paper. Okay? Then always start with the simple question, then only you do the K. But sometimes build the momentum is important. I don't want you just do the reading and immediately do the hard question. You will lose your confidence one. Always start with the easy question first. When you can do the first question, you want to do the second and the third and so on. All right, that's it. So this is something I really hope that, okay, it can give you a direction because I notice a lot of students, especially in Form 4, they read a lot, but they didn't do. They didn't do exercise, okay? You just be honest to yourself, okay? All right, do you really do exercise? You don't need to answer me. You just answer yourself. Do you really do exercise in your Form 4? Yeah, that's it. So it makes a difference when you start doing exercise, okay? All right. So it's a process that you need to go through. Okay. So my advice to you, break down a big target into some small and achievable steps. You don't think too far away first. Example, if you never pass your chemistry, you don't think of getting A first. The other day, there is one student, super ambitious one. I think 3 weeks ago, there's a student want to purchase the recording. Okay. Very ambitious, very ambitious. Okay, never passed before, but aim to get A in the final exam. Not to say you couldn't do it. Of course you can do it. Yeah, but I think it's a big leap lah. It's a big jump. It's a big steps. Okay, then it might be a little bit hard to achieve. So why not if you always fail your chemistry, why not the first target is to pass first, isn't it? Or let's say you always get less than 20 marks. Why not you aim to improve 10 marks to 30, then to 40 and so on. Make it a small and achievable step. That is easier. You got it? Okay, a simple thing that I hope you all can do this. Everyone imagine this. Today, if I ask you all to do 50 chemistry questions, you will feel super stressful one. Trust me. But what if you do this? What if I only request you all to do this? I say starting from 1st of January 2026, starting from Form 5, can you do one chemistry question every week? Not every day, one chemistry question every week. Every week got 7 days. You only do one question out of 7 days. And the question can be objective question, subjective question, or essay, up to you, as long as you do one chemistry question in 1 week. And by the time your SPM next year should be somewhere around November to December. By the way, in November, by doing one question only every week, you already done 50 questions. You got idea? You are not doing a lot, lah. You're not doing 50 question one shot. You're doing one question only 1 week. Not every day, every week do one question only. So when you start on January, by November or December, you have done 50 questions. Effortless. You get the idea? So when you break a big target to a smaller one, it's more achievable. You got the idea? Number two, this is something I really want to tell you all. Don't rely on tips. I know some of you here are very happy with the tips, because in Form 4, you get a lot of tips. Some even get the tips from the school. Yeah. But when you go to Form 5, not really. Okay, when you go to Form 5, especially SPM, do not rely on any tips. Seriously, do not rely on any tips. Because now you feel happy, because now the tips that you hear is quite accurate one. Now the tips that you hear from Perak, Johor, maybe Selangor, quite accurate one nowadays, but not for SPM. SPM, do not rely on any tips, please. It's super risky. What if the tips never come up? What if the tips never come up? That is very risky. Okay, next one. When you're answering question, keywords are important. I'm not sure whether you guys know this or not. Among 3 science subjects, chemistry, physics, and bio, chemistry is the one that is super particular on keyword. Chemistry is the one that most particular in keywords. Physics is the one most lenient in terms of keywords. Okay, so that's why in chemistry, sometimes you write a super long answer, but you don't get the marks that you wanted because the keyword is not there. Later, I will spend about one in a short while. I spend about 1 hour plus. I will show you why sometimes you don't get the marks that you wanted just because you didn't write one keywords only. Sometimes just one keyword, like for example, you forgot to write the word atom, no mark at all. One word only, no, you just forget to write the word atom, then you don't get the mark at all. Okay, I'll show you later. Okay, then try to visualize rather than memorize lah. This is something I hope that you don't simply memorize the answer lah. Okay, because many students, they just memorize the answer without understanding. All right, I don't say you are wrong, okay, but if you go by memorizing, there is always a risk. Number one, if the question change a little bit, you cannot do already. You memorize the answer for magnesium, they ask aluminium, you cannot do already. Second thing, when you memorize in exam, if you are panic, you forgot everything, you cannot do already. Yeah, if you rely on memorizing, there is a risk. Yeah, then planning is very important. Many students say, sir, I got no time. No one has more than 24 hours. It is all about how you make good use of your time. You have 24 hours. I got 24 hours. Everyone got 24 hours. It's all about how you use your time. You don't waste your time, guys. Okay, seriously, you don't waste your time. If you make good use of your time, everything is possible. And from now to your SPM, you have 1 year ahead. So my target for today, to be honest, okay, my target for today is not your Form 4 final exam. No, let's say your Form 4 final exam is tomorrow or next week. This is not really important for me. My main focus is your SPM. Seriously, your SPM. Okay, so you have 1 whole year to fix whatever problem you have. Okay, so the other day I mentioned, I think majority of you here are from my Zoom class. So I always mention that, number one, once you get back your final exam paper, you ask yourself, are you happy with your result? If you are not happy with the result, you have to ask yourself why. Why you not getting the result that you wanted? Then the third thing that you have to ask yourself, do you still want to repeat the same mistakes, or the same things that didn't get you the result you wanted? So that's the thing. Right? For example, if let's say you don't get the result just because that you didn't do exercise, then next year, if you still not doing exercise, you will still get the same thing, same result. If you're not getting the result you wanted, it's because you study last minute. If next year you still study last minute, you will still get the same outcome. Simple as that. Right? So I hope that these final exams serve as a feedback. It tells you what is happening currently. So then you can choose what you want to do about it. Okay? So guys, planning is very important. Many students study spontaneously one. Today got mood, study more a bit. Tomorrow no mood, don't study at all. The day after tomorrow. So at least you have to do some proper planning. Maybe you cannot follow the entire plan. It's okay. Don't be so OCD on the plan. If you cannot fully execute the entire plan, it's okay. If you can execute 50% of the plan, it's better than nothing. You got an idea? You can execute 60% of the plan, is better than you are not planning at all. So don't give yourself so much pressure. Oh, I plan everything. I cannot achieve my plan. I'm very bad. No, not really. Yeah. So simple as that. So you plan first. Because why? Only you know what is the best method for you. Only you know what is the best study method for yourself. Okay? So you don't try to copy others one. The study method suitable for your friend, not necessarily suitable for you. Is it okay? So please, okay, do some planning and try to execute. You cannot execute everything, doesn't matter. Try to do as much as you can. And your study planner, you can adjust from time to time one. Okay? If you use this method to study, you cannot. It's not suitable for you. Change to other method. If another method not suitable for you, change another method. You have 1 year. Yeah. From now to SPM, you have 1 year. So you still have the time. But it make a difference if let's say you only start working on it, okay, the final last few months. It make a big difference, which is what happened now. A lot of Form 5 students only start to study the last month of SPM and they feel super stressful. They feel super, super stressful. And they will say, sir, no time. Of course, what? You study last minute, where got time on? You got idea? So guys, everyone have 24 hours. You and the top student in your class have 24 hours. No difference one. It's all about how you make good use of the time. Allow me to share my story a little bit for 1 minute before we start. Okay. Guys, if you say no time, I don't think you are busier than me, just to share with you. Okay. I took 11 subjects when I was in SPM. And more importantly, I am an active athlete. I'm an active athlete. I represent state level for basketball and volleyball, district level for rugby and also handball. So I play 4 sports last time. Okay. So most of the time I am in training lah. So okay, training for Selangor, training, yeah. All these, we have a lot of all these trainings last time. So I'm not in the class 70% of the time. 70% of the time I'm not in the class. And I didn't take any tuition at all. I don't have the luxury to enjoy any tuition at all during my time. So I took 11 subjects. I have all the sports, all these things. So I don't think you are busier than me. I don't think by any means you can be more busy than me. Okay. So I got 24 hours. You have 24 hours. So it's all about how you make good use of the time. Last time after I finished the training, it's about 7 to 8 p.m. already. Okay. So I need to really make good use on the night time to study only. And I have no tuition at all. I have no tuition at all. Now you have tuitions, you have recording to watch. So I think you are in a much better place. You are in a much better condition than me. So what you need to do is that just put in effort. Just put in some effort if you really want to get something. Okay? All right. So guys, this is the important checklist. I'm not going to go through all. So how to make good use of this. Okay. So this serve as a good reminder for you. Okay. Example, if you want to know you yourself, do you master chapter 2 or not? You ask yourself these few things. Number 1, do you know what is the definition of matter? Okay, what is matter? Anything has mass and occupied space. Do you know that? If you don't know, then you read on this one. Do you know how to draw arrangement for solid, liquid, and gas? Do you know how to compare their arrangement? Solid is closely packed and orderly. Liquid, less orderly, less closely packed. Okay, gas random arrangement. Do you know that? Do you know what movement they have? Solid vibrate. Okay, liquid and gas move freely, something like that. Okay, so this is a good checklist. Okay, for this checklist, it can help you to counter check, do you really achieve what you need to know in the particular chapter? Because a lot of students, they don't even know, am I okay or not with chapter 2? This will be a good checklist. So today you ask yourself, do I know the definition of melting point? If now any one of you here, you don't know what is the definition of melting point, so go and revise on it. Go and read on it. So that's why I'm not giving you a notes. I'm not giving you notes. I give you a checklist so that you can use checklist and ask yourself, do you know what you should know in chapter 2? Do you know what you should know in chapter 3? Something. Do you know chapter 4? Do you know why group 18 is inert? Do you able to explain it? Example, why group 18 is inert? Group 18 has achieved stable duplex or octet electron arrangement. They won't donate, receive, or share electron with other atoms, something like that. So these will serve as a good checklist for you. So for the particular chapter, is it okay? So I'm not going to teach you chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 today. And that is not my outcome. That's why when we first started, I try to manage your expectation. Yeah. I'm telling you that we are just doing summary. I just tell you some study techniques. I tell you what is important and how you should prepare before you go to your Form 5. This session is really meant for how you prepare before you go to your Form 5, rather than what you should do for your chemistry paper tomorrow. What you should do for your chemistry paper next week? This is not my main concern for today. Is okay? I need to let you know what we are doing. Okay? So this checklist, you can go through it. You can use this material to counter check. Okay? What you should know for that particular chapter. So if you don't know, you circle it. Go and read on those things you don't know. Okay? And again, don't just read lah, guys. Please go to do exercise. Okay? Don't give yourself so much pressure. Like what I say, start with one question every week. Start with one question every week. It's good enough. It's better than you do nothing. You get the idea? All right? So remember a simple things, guys. Okay? Consistency always beat intensity. All right? So if you're being consistent, you do this every week, okay, in the long run, you achieve a lot already. Imagine this, you go to gym, this one person do it consistent. Go to gym 30 minutes, okay, 30 minutes only, okay, and 2 times in 1 week, only 1 hour. This person go to gym 7 hours for 1 day, and after 1 day, never do already because so tired, the muscle also pain. 7 hours go to gym 1 day. So in the long run, who will get result? This fella. But this fella only 1 hour. This fella 7 hours. You get the idea? Small and repeat effort is more important than one-off effort. Seriously. Okay? So if you only study last minute, that is one-off method. You will forget easily one. Trust me, many of you here, after your final exam, like for example, the example I love to use the most is sejarah. The night before sejarah paper, you understand what is sejarah. But the day after you finish sejarah paper, some people like they forgot everything. One, they have no idea what is sejarah already. They forgot everything that like they had lost their memory. Seriously, seriously. Okay, so I mean, that is your choice lah, okay? But if you have a small and consistent effort in the long run, that will be better, okay? So make good use of this material, okay? You all can really check what is important, okay? So you all have the recording to watch on. If you're following my class, no matter you follow my Zoom class or e-learning program, the good thing for nowadays is that you always can use the recording. You can watch back any previous thing. Anytime you want to watch back the recording for chapter 2, do it. You want to watch back the recording for chapter 5, go ahead. You got the idea? So you have the recording sitting there, just waiting you to watch them. Simple as that. So make good use of those recording. Okay? If you can't even, if you are lazy to even watch the recording, then no one can help you already. Okay, all right, finish. Okay, now so for the next 1 hour plus, I will show you some question, and I will tell you why a lot of students lose the mark even in the simplest question. Some very easy question, but many students just lose the mark. Why? And what is the common mistakes that they have? So for the next 1 hour, I will tell you some of the common mistakes which makes a lot of students lose their mark without realize. That's what I will tell you for the next 1 hour. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Okay, so this is a question from Selangor 2023. So this is something we call heating curve. This is something we call heating curve. They heat a substance. They heat a substance called naphthalene. They want to melt it. They want to melt the naphthalene. All right. So the first thing they ask, what is means by melting point? What is means by melting point? So melting point is quite easy, right? What is mean by melting point? So this question is so easy in a way that more than 50% student cannot answer correctly. What is melting point? More than half of the student cannot even answer this question. So what is melting point, everyone? So melting point is not a point. Many students say melting point is a point where solid change to liquid. No, melting point is not a point. So melting point is a temperature. Melting point is a temperature. Okay, this substance melt at 40 degrees Celsius. This substance melt at 70 degrees Celsius is a temperature. And this temperature never change, is a constant temperature. So melting point is a constant temperature where solid change to liquid. And you must mention at a specific pressure. Many students will never write at specific pressure. Okay, so melting point is not a point. Melting point is a constant temperature where solid change to liquid at a specific pressure. You need to write specific pressure, or if you don't want, you want to use the word specific, you can write particular, at a particular pressure. So if you didn't write the pressure, you don't get the mark at all. So can you see that? These are the key words that some students, they just forget to write. This is the keyword that many students, somehow they forget to include in the answer. I always mention this joke in the class. You forget to write the keyword, examiner forget to give you the mark. Fair enough. Fair enough. You forget, they forget. All right, that's it. This is melting point. Okay, what is the type of particle found in naphthalene? Okay, how many types of particle we have? 3 types of particle. When you see particle, it is all about atom, molecule, and ion. Particle must be atom, molecule, and ion. And you all must know the difference between atoms, molecule, and ion. Atom is something that come alone. Molecule is non-metal and non-metal joined together. Ion is somebody who got charge. All right, make sure everyone know the difference between atom, molecule, and ion. So what particle is found in naphthalene? Naphthalene is C10H8. Okay, I teach you 2 methods to figure out what particle you have. First method, C10H8. This fella is made from carbon and hydrogen. Carbon is a non-metal, hydrogen is a non-metal. When non-metal and non-metal combine together, it is molecule. Okay, molecule. Okay, another method you will know it is molecule or not is this. Look at the name. Do you see any metal in the name? No, right? If you didn't see metal at all in the name, it is molecule. Yeah, if you didn't see metal in the name, it is molecule. All right, that's it. So I hope everyone know particle, atom, molecule, and ion only. Okay. What is the physical state of naphthalene at room temperature? Okay, so room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Everyone should know room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. When they ask you physical state, what do I mean by physical state, everyone? Solid, liquid, or gas? Solid, liquid, or gas. So naphthalene, how I know it is solid, liquid, or gas at room temperature? Very easy one. So common sense, what they do, they ask about melting point. So when they want to melt a substance, make a wild guess, this substance should be what originally? Solid lah, true or not? If they want to melt a substance, they should give you a solid in the first place, ma. They cannot give you a liquid and ask you to melt, right? They cannot give you a gas and ask you to melt, right? Common sense. Sometimes it's all about common sense. No need to memorize. So even though they didn't tell me, I should know it is a solid. You give me a solid, then I do melting, yeah, to make it a liquid. That's all. All right. So this experiment, they record in this is the heating curve. Yeah, heating curve look like this. Yeah, heating curve is a staircase going up. Cooling curve is the staircase going down. All these things you learn in your Form 4, Chapter 2. So one of the very popular question they love to ask you is this. Why temperature is constant? Yeah, why temperature is constant when the change of state is happening? When the change of state means, okay, when melting, boiling, condensation, freezing is ongoing, the temperature is constant. Why? Why? So again, I hope you can imagine what is happening rather than memorizing. Okay, so what process is this? This question, they are talking about melting, right? So melting, why during melting, why during melting, the temperature didn't change? Why the temperature didn't change at all during the melting process? Okay, why? Okay, so melting, what happened? So solid, when solid want to change to liquid, you can imagine like this. Initially, solid is like two person holding their hand together. Okay? So when they want to become liquid, you need to break them apart. You need to break them apart. So when you do melting, okay, all the heat you absorb, do they go into the particle? No. When you do melting, all the heat need to be used to overcome their force. All the heat used to overcome the force of attraction. Learn the word, overcome force of attraction or overcome attraction force. Do not write the word break bond. Do not write, the heat used to break bond. Don't use the word break bond. You are not getting any marks if you write break bonds. That's why when you do exercises, when you do some good quality exercises, always check your marking scheme after the answer. After you're answering, check the marking scheme to see what answer they want. I always mention this in class. You don't write the answer that you shock sendiri. You don't go to write the answer that you are so happy about it. No point. You need to know what answer they are looking for, what answer the examiner wanted, not the answer that you yourself shock sendiri. So you have to know this. Okay. So all the heat absorbed. So when we do melting, you need to heat it, right? All the heat absorbed, you need to use the heat to overcome the force. When all the heat used at here, any heat can go into the particle? No. When no heat go into the particle, the kinetic energy, no change, right? The energy inside the particle called kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy didn't change. When kinetic energy didn't change, temperature will never change. Simple as that. Okay. So how to put in words? Okay. So why the temperature didn't change? All the heat absorbed. All the heat absorbed. Who absorbed the heat? Is it you? No. Is it me? No. Who absorbed the heat? Particles. So all the heat absorbed by particles is used to overcome the force of attraction between particles. Yeah, they absorb the heat. All the heat they use to overcome the force. No heat can go into the particle. When the particle not getting extra energy, the temperature never change because temperature is affected by kinetic energy. When the heat go into the particle, when the particle got more energy, then only temperature will increase. But now, none of the heat will go in the particle. All the heat used at here to overcome the force. When they use all the heat already, no extra heat can go into the particle, so the temperature will never change. Understand? Simple as that. So this question not very hard. So this question, the important thing is this. Keyword must be written. Okay, you see, a simple question. What is melting point? A super easy question that you learn in Form 2. But when I ask what is melting point, 50% cannot get the mark at all. Why? Okay, some small keyword not writing. Okay, so next one. Same thing go to here. Okay, how to explain this type of question. Okay, that's the first one. Finish. Okay. Okay, one more. This is another question which is also heating curve. Let me show you quickly. Yeah. I will show you some question, and all these questions, they are some easy question. They are not even the salts, the acids, those hard question. I will show you some easy question, but the reality is all these easy question, not many people can score because of a lot of small careless mistakes that a lot of people not even know what is happening. Yeah, so I want to point out the common mistakes, and you are not repeating it in the future. Okay, all right. So another one, this question was tested in Negeri Sembilan. Yeah, this is a question from Negeri Sembilan in the year of 2023 lah. Okay, so let's have a look on this question. Okay, what is the particle for naphthalene? So quite easy. Naphthalene, if you look at the name don't have metal inside, it should be molecule. Another way to justify is this. Naphthalene, the formula is C10H8. Carbon and hydrogen, they are non-metal. Non-metal and non-metal combined, it is a molecule. All right, that's it. Next one. Based on the diagram, can you figure out the melting point of naphthalene? So always remember, guys, melting, boiling, condensation, all these things happen on the horizontal line. Melting, boiling, condensation, all these things only happen on the horizontal line. So what is the melting point? 80. If you write 80, no mark, because unit is important, everyone. As a science student, unit is important. You must write 80 degree Celsius. Trust me, quite a lot of people, they only write 80. They didn't write degree Celsius at all. So you don't get any marks for that. Okay, next one. Now you see this question. Explain why there is no increase in temperature from P to Q. So this question very similar to what we have just now, isn't it? But what's the difference? Just now this question a bit stingy. They only give me 1 mark. But now for the same question, they give me 2 marks. So guys, you need to use common sense lah. If the question is 2 marks, you need to give at least 2 answers lah, isn't it? If you have 2 marks, you have to give at least 2 answers lah. You have to give at least 2 answers lah. All right, 1 mark, 1 answer is sufficient. So now, what happened? Why P to Q, the temperature never change? Okay, what happened here? They say, okay, this is a melting point. So we are doing melting. So when we do melting, what happened? Solid, they are joined together. So now we want the solid to break down to form liquid, isn't it? So solid and solid, they have some force of attraction, isn't it? They have some force of attraction. So why the temperature never change? When we do the melting, all the heat come in to overcome the force. So any heat go into the particle? No, none of the heat go into the particle. So if you write all the heat absorbed is used to overcome the force of attraction, you get 1 mark only. But this question, they give me 2 marks. How we squeeze another one answer, guys? How are we going to squeeze another one extra answer out of it? How? All right, so you must think. So when all the heat used here, none of the heat can go into the particle. So when no heat entering the particle, this particle, their energy called kinetic energy. All the energy inside the particle called kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy no change. Make sense, no? When the kinetic energy didn't change, temperature never changed. Because always remember, kinetic energy is related with temperature. Kinetic energy increase, temperature increase. Kinetic energy decrease, temperature decrease. Kinetic energy didn't change, temperature never change. That's all. So when all the heat used to overcome the force, no heat entering the particle have no change in kinetic energy. When the particle have no change in kinetic energy, the temperature will be the same. So can you see? Same question like just now. Just because they give me 2 marks, my answer need to be more detailed. So that's the rule of thumb. Okay. Look at the mark allocated, then you will know how many answers should be written. You got it? Okay, some student will ask, Mr. Martin, if they give me a 2 mark question, can I write 4 answers? Not advisable. You don't think examiner so free? Okay, your school teacher might do that for you. They will mark all the 4 answers and choose the best for you, but not for SPM. SPM examiner, they are not so free. You don't think you write 4 answers, they will mark everything for you. Let's say it's a 2-mark question, you write 4 answers. SPM examiner only mark the first 2 answers. The subsequent, the third and the fourth answer, they not even look at it. Understand? So if you really want to write more than 2 marks, more than 2 answers, which is not advisable by me, if you really want to do that, no problem. Make sure the answer you are more confident put in front. Make sure 2 marks, you want to write 4 answers, make sure the most confident answer you put in front. Because examiner normally they mark the answer at first only. The answer at the back they don't mark at all. Simple as that. Done, finish. So let me know in the chat box, are you okay? How I do the question for this heating curve. Are you guys okay with that? Okay. So I just want you all to know that don't look down on all these simple questions. Sometimes those easy question you also cannot score. Okay. So every questions, every chapter, every subtopics, they are important. All right. Simple as that. Okay. So always start from the easy one. Okay. And one more thing to advise you all, guys. Chemistry is a subject that you need to follow the sequence. Okay. There is no way you can learn chapter 4 before you learn chapter 2. Maybe physics can, I don't know. Maybe bio, okay, but not for chemistry. Chemistry, you must follow the sequence one. If your chapter 2 is very bad, don't think of chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 at all, guys. Go and relearn your chapter 2 first. Only when your chapter 2 is okay, you move on to chapter 3. Only when chapter 3 is okay, you move on to chapter 4. That is how chemistry works. You have to follow the sequence. Okay? You have to follow the sequence. That's why I always mention in the class that if you really miss out any lesson, you have to watch the recording. You don't try to jump or cut the sequence. It will be very confusing for you in the future. Okay? All right. That's it. Done. Okay. So this is for cooling curve. All right. Cooling curve. Okay. Cooling curve. Okay. Remember, when we do heating curve and cooling curve, we always want to make sure we have a even or uniform. We want to make sure we have a uniform heating and uniform cooling. When we do heating curve, when we do cooling curve, we always want to make sure the heating process, the cooling process, they go uniformly. Yeah, you don't want the heating go too fast. You don't want the cooling go too fast. Okay, all right. So if you do a normal cooling curve, you should get something like this. But when all in sudden the cooling curve like this, anyone can tell me what is the name of this phenomenon? What is happening here? Anyone can tell me? What is the name of this phenomenon? When you do cooling and it happen like this, anyone can tell me what is the name of this phenomenon? Okay, very good. This phenomenon is called supercooling. This phenomenon is called supercooling. Okay, supercooling, okay, it will happen when the cooling process is uneven. When the cooling process is too fast, then you have supercooling. All right. Let's do some revision here. How to avoid supercooling? Stir. When you want to do cooling, always stir the mixture. Always stir. When you do stirring, the cooling process will be even. All right. Now I want to show you something here. Look at this question. Okay, I might not be able to discuss all the questions. I choose a few questions to discuss. Okay, let's look at here. Explain how to overcome the condition. Okay, first of all, okay, let's look at here first. Okay, based on the diagram, tell me the difference between these two graphs and explain why. So these two graphs, many students will write, oh, this one no supercooling, this one got supercooling. Normally, if you write like this, it's okay lah, normally. But there is a problem for this question. You see, this question, look at the part C. Based on the diagram, tell me the phenomenon that is occurring. So what is happening at R? So R, the cooling go too fast. So this is super cooling. This is super cooling. So guys, If supercooling appear at here as the answer, you write supercooling on top, no extra mark already, no mark already. Because they won't give you the mark for same thing in both cases, understand? But if today there is no question about supercooling, you write supercooling in the answer, then yes, you will get the mark that you deserve. But if today you saw supercooling appear in any part of the question, you write supercooling in the answer, no mark already. Understand? So I write supercooling here. So here I can write supercooling. So what is the difference between these two graphs? Very easy one. The first graph, temperature decrease, slow and uniform. Second graph, the temperature decrease very fast. The temperature decrease drastically. So you can write, in the first diagram, temperature drop uniformly. In the second diagram, temperature drop drastically. Understand? So tell the difference of the graphs. Okay, one graph temperature go down slow and steady. Another graph temperature go down like roller coaster, very fast. Understand? Huh? Okay. Now they ask you to explain why. Temperature increase and decrease depends on how the heat distribute. If the heat distribute evenly, if today the heat, all the heat energy distribute evenly, the temperature increase and decrease slow and steady. If the heat distribute unevenly, here got more heat, here got less heat, then the temperature will increase or decrease very fast one. Everyone must know this, temperature increase, decrease fast, okay, is because uneven heat distribution. So in this case, when the temperature decrease slow and steady, it means that the heat distribute evenly. In the second picture, temperature go down very fast because heat distribute unevenly. That's all. You cannot write supercooling because supercooling is here. So that's why you cannot write supercooling, no mark. But again, if today they didn't ask like this, then no problem. You can write, in the first diagram, temperature drop uniformly because there is no supercooling. In the second diagram, temperature drop drastically because there is a supercooling. No problem. If they never ask about supercooling here, you can write supercooling in the answer. So what I'm trying to tell you is that they won't give you the mark for the same answer for two times. If supercooling is here, you write supercooling on top, no mark already. So this is something you all have to know. Okay, next one. Okay, this is a very beautiful question. How to overcome the supercooling condition? Okay, everyone, let me know. If today we want to overcome supercooling, how? Anyone can tell me? Anyone can tell me, if today we want to overcome supercooling, what should we do? What should we do? Okay, what should we do if we want to overcome supercooling? Okay, guys, come on, give me the answer here. Okay, right? Okay, if you want to avoid supercooling, what you should do? Okay, so you see, okay, guys, everyone listen, so far I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 answer in the chat box, So if today I am marking your paper, none of you here can get the mark, none, none of you here will get the mark. So guys, listen carefully, what is going wrong, what is going wrong? Okay, what is going wrong? How to avoid supercooling? Well, Ryan, heat it up. Ryan, you really need to revise on the concept. This concept is very bad. This concept is very bad. You really need to revise on your concept of supercooling. Heat it up is ridiculous. To be honest, it's ridiculous. Okay. All right. So guys, okay, many of you write stir, right? Many of you write stir. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. But what's the problem, everyone? Okay. I always mention this in my Zoom class. Guys, examiner is not your father, is not your mother, is not your best buddy. Seriously, examiner is not your best buddy. They don't know you. They don't know what you want to say. If you only write stir, I can shoot you one. First of all, what you want to stir? You want to stir Milo, is it? You want to stir coffee, is it? No, right? What you want to stir? Second one, what you use to stir? Are you using your finger to stir? Are you using a spoon to stir? True or not? Are you using this thing to stir? Okay. So, no, right? Number 3, you stir for how long? You stir for 1 minute. You stir for 2 minutes. You stir for 1 hour, is it? You get idea? You didn't tell me, ma. You only write the answer stir and you expect I know everything, is it? No, right, guys? No. All right? So, guys, now look at my answer. Then you compare with your own answer. Okay? How to avoid supercooling. So now what is the substance we are using here? We are cooling the naphthalene, right? So what we are stirring? Naphthalene lah. Look at my answer, everyone. Stir the naphthalene continuously during the cooling process. So the entire cooling process, I stirred it. I not stir for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour. I keep on stirring the naphthalene continuously throughout the entire cooling process. Yeah lah, I'm doing cooling curve ma. So cooling process. How I stir? Thermometer. Okay? Thermometer. Because you want to measure temperature ma. You use the thermometer to stir lah. You are not using a glass rod to stir, everyone. You are not using glass rod to stir. Use thermometer to stir. So everyone, look at your answer. Look at my answer. Now you should understand why you don't get your mark at all. You get an idea? So what's the problem here? Your answer is not detailed. Your answer is not detailed. All right? You write a bit, not write a bit, cannot write. You write the word stir. How I know what you want to stir? Stir for how long? What you use to stir? I didn't know, ma. You get idea? So guys, let me know in the chat box. Can you see how important it is to write a detailed answer? So many students say, sir, I write the answer. I write stir. I don't get the mark. Of course, lah, bro. You write stir. Of course, you don't get the mark. You don't tell examiner what you are stirring. True or not? You stir for how long? What kind of thing you use to do the stirring process? You didn't tell what. You cannot expect examiner, they know. That's why remember what I say. Examiner is not your best buddy. They don't know what you want to say. So you need to give your answer in a more detailed way. Okay? And this kind of skill have no other shortcut rather than practice on many exercise. If you don't do exercise, you cannot be good in answering question 1, guys. Trust me. That's why when you do your final exam, you might have the feeling 1. I think I understand chemistry, but the result come out is terrible and horrible. Seriously, many students told me, well, sir, I think I am not that bad, but I fail my exam. Okay? Yeah, lor, your answering technique is not there, lor. You write a bit, don't write a bit. Of course, you don't get the mark. Okay? So that's why this is what I want to tell you today. Okay? I'm not teaching you sort today. No, I just tell you where you lose your mark. Why? Okay? Because of all these things. Okay, just like what is melting point? You didn't write at specific pressure. No mark already. You got it? Okay, done. Okay, one more. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this. Okay, this is atomic structure. Something in your Form 5 Chapter 2. Still Form 5 Chapter 2, we are not even go to the hard chapter. Chapter 5, Chapter 7, Chapter 6, not even that. This is the very easy chapter, but there will be some problem. I will tell you. Okay, sodium atom have 3 subatomic particles, which is proton, neutron, electron. So everyone, you must know the difference between particle and subatomic particle. Okay, particle means what is the substance that make what is the smallest thing inside your substance. Particle can be atom, molecule, or ion. When I say subatomic particle means something inside the atom. So inside the atom, what we have? Proton, neutron, and also electron. Okay, so everyone must know the difference between particles and subatomic particles. They are not the same. They are not the same. Okay, so now what should we do here, everyone? Put your eyes on here. Okay, so first of all, they ask you, what is the lightest subatomic particle? You all should know. Who is lightest? Electron. Okay, so this is something you learn in your Form 4. Okay, proton, neutron, and electron. Make sure you know about the mass. What is the mass of proton? 1. Okay, no unit, it's not 1 gram, just one only, no unit at all. What is the mass for neutron? 1. What is the mass of electron? You can write 0 or you can write 1 over 1836. Okay, you can write 0 or you can write this number. So electron is very, very light compared to proton and neutron. Okay, so who is the lightest particles? Lightest subatomic particles? Electron. Okay, next one. Now, write the standard representation for sodium. Okay, what is standard representation? You all learn about standard representation in your Form 4, right? Okay, in your Form 4 Chapter 2. Standard representation is this. You will have a 1 symbol here. You will have a symbol and you saw 2 number here. The big number, this is a big number. This is a small number. Okay, the big number here is called nucleon number. Okay, the small number here is proton number. Okay, the small number here is proton number. Okay, the small number here is proton number. Okay, so now what is the symbol for sodium? Sodium is Na, right? So what is the proton number? Do we know how many proton? Yep, we have 11 proton. So the proton number is 11. What is nucleon number? Nucleon is proton and neutron add together. So proton got 11, neutron got 12, 23. So this is the standard representation for sodium, which I don't think is very hard. Okay, now sodium 24 is an isotope. Isotope. Okay, so again, you learn about isotope in chapter 2. Okay, what is the meaning of isotope? Okay, what is isotope? Okay, isotope, many students also answer wrongly for this reason. Okay, isotope is atom of same element with same proton number. Isotope, the proton number is the same. Isotope, they have same proton number, but they have different nucleon number. So they have same proton number, they have different nucleon number. Okay, what is the mistake for many students? They didn't write the word atom. They didn't write the word same element. If you didn't write these 2 words, no mark. If you only write isotope have same proton number but different nucleon number, congratulations, no mark. No mark. So many students didn't get the mark because they didn't say atom. They didn't tell examiner isotope, they are atom. They are not molecule, they are not ion. Isotope belong to the same family. They are same element. That's it. Guys, be honest with me. When you write the definition of isotope before today, do you write this? Yes or no? Before today, when you write definition of isotope, do you write this? Yes or no? Congratulations for those who say yes. For those who say no, now you know why you lose your mark. So it's okay to make mistake, guys. Don't be so embarrassed or just feel bad about yourself to make mistake. It's okay one. It's okay one. My best wish for you is I hope you make as much mistake as possible during before your SPM. Seriously. Okay, some student will say, wow, sir, you curse me. You curse me to make mistake. No, no. Why I want you to make the mistakes before SPM? Because at least if you make the mistake before SPM, you have the chance to modify and improve from them. You got the idea? If you didn't make any mistakes at all, or you not even know you are making mistakes, and and you make the mistake in SPM, that is bad, right? You can't even have a chance. You don't have second chance to improve already, isn't it? So I wish you make as much mistake as possible before your SPM. But most importantly, you learn from your mistake. You have to learn from your mistakes. Yeah, if you keep making mistakes but you didn't learn from it, then it's very hard for you to improve. You got idea? So chemistry is super strict one. Chemistry, it's very, very, very particular on this. That's why you all have to be careful. This is the reason why some of you lose the mark, not even knowing that, I lose the mark because I didn't write the word atom. I lose the mark because the same element is not in my answer. You got it? So I want to give you the kind of awareness in today's lesson. So you know, now I know where is my mark already. Why my mark is gone. You got the idea? All right, that's it. Okay, finish, huh? Okay, if you don't want to use proton number and nucleon number, there is another answer you can write, huh? Isotope, they have same number of proton. Let's say you have 11 proton, I got 11 proton. The number of proton is the same, but they have different number of neutron. You have 12 neutron, I got 30 neutron. So they have, you can say isotope, they are atom of same element with same number of protons, but different number of neutrons. So if you don't want to use proton number and nucleon number, you can talk about the quantity. So they have same number of proton inside there, but they have different number of neutrons. Remember, number of neutrons. You cannot say different neutron number. No such thing as neutron number. So you see, if you want to use proton number, nucleon number, then you do like this. If you want to put a number at the back, you do like this. But if you want to say how many proton you have, how many neutron you have to write number of protons, number of neutrons. So these two definitions, you write either one. You go to write either one here. So this is something that you all have to be very, very careful. Simple, but easy to lose the mark. Okay, that's it. Okay, next one. Okay, so here we go. All right, table 3 shows the informations for 3 element P, Q, and R. What do we means by nucleon number? So if this question come out in SPM this year, what would you write? If this question come out in your SPM, not this year, sorry, next year. If this question come out in your SPM next year, what is the answer you will write? If the question asks, what is mean by nucleon number, what you will write? Come on, guys, let me know your answer in the chat box. I hope to see at least 5 answers. Yeah, I hope to see at least 5 answers in the chat box. Okay, for this question, I can see more students get it correctly. Okay, so what is nucleon number? Nucleon number is total number of proton and neutron. Total number of proton and neutron. And you must write, okay, in the nucleus of an atom. Yeah, if you didn't write in the nucleus of an atom, your mark is gone again. You must tell the examiner the proton and neutron, they are in the nucleus. The nucleus belongs to who? Belongs to an atom. Okay, so nucleon number is the total number of protons and neutron in the nucleus of an atom. So I saw some of you write the total number of proton number and the total number of neutron number. No such thing. Okay, no such thing as neutron number. No such thing. Okay, cannot write this. You must tell me how many proton and neutron all together in the nucleus of an atom. You get the idea? If you don't like to use the word total, you can write the sum. The sum of number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, but I want you all to be careful. You need to write in the nucleus of an atom. But I can see this question quite a majority of you here can score. Majority of you here can score. For those who cannot, please make sure you know what is going wrong. For those that you cannot score, make sure you know what is going wrong. So like what I say, it's okay to make mistakes. Never mind. Most importantly, you must know what is going wrong. Yeah. So if you forget to write the word nucleus, you forget to write the word atom, no mark again. So I just want to keep telling you all that in chemistry, you have to be very careful. You have to be very, very careful. That's why if you keep on reading, memorizing, and memorizing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for chemistry. Yeah. Chemistry, you have to start doing questions. Okay. It's not easy, guys. When you first started, you will face a lot of like challenges, which is okay, which is okay. Don't give up. Don't give up. You will be there. Yeah, you will be there. Don't give up. Just you will slowly improve a little bit by a little bit, a little bit by a little bit. Yeah. Then sooner or later, you will just get better and better. Okay. It's a process that you need to go on through. Okay. Next one. Based on the table, write the electron arrangement for the ion P. Yeah? Write the electron arrangement for ion P. So this is the P. Yeah? They want the electron arrangement. So how to write electron arrangement for P? So when you want to write electron arrangement, you must know how many electrons you have in the first place, isn't it? So you have 11 proton, so you should have 11 electron, isn't it? Which is 281. But if you write 281, no mark. Why? 281 is correct if the question asks you to write electron arrangement for atom P. If they want atom, then yes, the electron arrangement is 281. But guys, what they want? They want electron arrangement for ion P. What's the difference between atom and ion? Atom, no charge. Ion, got charge. Second, when you want to become ion, you need to donate or receive electron. Understand? Okay, why we want to donate or receive electron? We want to be stable. So you ask yourself, if I have a substance P, when you have one valence electron, are you stable? No. When you have one valence electron, you didn't achieve duplet or octet electron arrangement, right? You are not stable. So what you need to do to be stable? Donating electron. So you will donate one valence electron. So you will donate one valence electron to be stable. So when you donate one electron, you become ion P plus. So what is the electron arrangement for the ion? 2,8. So you see a difference or not? So if they ask about atom P is 281. If they ask about ion P is 28. Let me know in the chat box. Do you know what is going on here? Do you know what is going on here? So atom and ion is different. When you read the questions, you have to know it. They want atoms or they want ion. Okay. So again, it's very easy, but quite a lot of people do careless mistakes on this. So all these are the small detail that you lose your mark. Hey guys, don't underestimate here. You lose 1 mark here, 1 mark you forget to write nucleus, you forget to write this and that, you cut 1 mark, everything together, you lose 20 marks already. You can lose 20 to 30 marks already. Understand? Just lose 1 mark here and there. Okay? So all these small details are very, very important. And that's the purpose for today's seminar. That's why I say the seminar for today is not to tell you, okay, how to do salts, how to do acid. No, that is not the purpose. And there is no way we can learn salt and acid in 2 hours. Impossible. Impossible. All right. So today just give you a direction and just let you know why you lose the mark just because of all these keywords. That's why doing exercise is important in Form 5. Okay? All right. Simple as that. All right. So guys, I know that I sounds very, very how say keep on like nagging on you all but really for your own good because I have seen over the past 20 years so many students study last minute and they tell me every year one, sir, I'm so regretted I study last minute. Okay, so I hope at least in your SPM I'm not I for me, I'm not really targeting for A1, seriously. Okay. If you follow my class, you know that. Okay. I not really judge you by getting A or not. Okay. But I really hope that you give in all your effort. Lah. As long as you try your level best, you should have no regret for your SPM, no matter what result you are getting after that. You got it? You give all your level best, you get a B. It's okay, what? Just be proud of yourself. You have tried your best, what? It's okay, what? All right. And getting A is not the ultimate objective. For me, it's really about the effort. It's really about the effort, because this thing will apply in your life as well. Do you really give your effort or not? Do you really try your level best or not? Yeah. So I hope at least when you finish your SPM, you didn't leave any regret behind. You are not regretting afterward. I hope that. Okay. All right. Next one. This is important. Draw the atomic structure for elements R. Okay, so be careful with this, guys. Many students always mess up atomic structure and electron arrangement. Many students, they always mess up with atomic structure and electron arrangement. Okay, what is it? Okay, element R. R has 12 proton, so you have 12 electron, isn't it? Because the number of proton will be same as the number of electron for something which is neutral. When you are neutral, your proton and electron should be the same. So 12 electrons should be 282. Okay, now wash out. So here, there are a few mistakes you all have to be careful. The first mistakes, okay, 282, you have 3 shells to put in the electron, right? Okay, so 282, okay, the first shell got 2 electron, 1 and 2. Okay, the 8 electron, how you put? Okay, 8 electrons, okay, you should put like this first. Okay, first electron, put any place you want. Second electron, don't put like this, put on the opposite side. Why? Electron, they have negative charge, so they will repel each and other. You don't think, 2.4, you write, 2, the 4 electron is like this. Wrong. But many of you will draw this. Many of you will draw this. No. 2.4, how you draw the 4 electron? The first shell got 2. Second shell, how to draw the 4 electron? First electron here. Second electron, you will put opposite. Why? Electron, they will repel each and other. You can imagine electron as somebody that you hate the most. So you don't want to stay close to somebody you hate, right? You want to stay far away from him or her, right? So the third electron can be here or here. The fourth electron is here. Can you see that? The first 4 electrons, they will be far away from each and other. Then only the fifth electron can be any places, can be here, can be here, can be here, or can be here. Is it okay? Fifth. 6 electron opposite, 7 and 8. Understand? So if today I ask you to draw 2.6, you don't draw like this, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is wrong. 6 electron, how you draw? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You got it? But trust me, many of you will draw like this, which is wrong. Okay. So these are some small things that you all have to be very careful. That's why do exercise. Do exercise. Yeah. All right. So now, okay. So when you want to draw electron arrangement and atomic structure, they are not the same. Okay. Atomic structure, you need to show the electrons, the protons, and neutrons. Example, atomic structure need to draw 282, 2, 8, and 2, all the electrons. You need to draw another circle. This circle is nucleus. Nucleus, don't do shading. Some of the school teach you to do shading. Don't ever do that. Don't ever shade your nucleus. No, never. Never do shading on your nucleus, please. Okay? All right. Then for the nucleus, you have what? You have your proton, okay, and you have your neutron. How to get your neutron? Okay, remember inside the nucleus you have proton and neutron. Proton you have 11. Okay, neutron. How to get neutron? Nucleon number is proton plus neutron, right? So you have 11 proton. So your neutron should be 12, isn't it? Then only you get 23. So we have 12 neutron. So you need to show the examiner you have 12 proton and 12 neutron. Sorry, the R is here. R is here, sorry. Okay, 24. So 24 proton and neutron. Proton is 12. You get 24. The neutron must be 12. So you need to tell the examiner atomic structure got electrons, protons, and neutrons. But if today the question asks you to draw electron arrangement, the question asks you to draw electron arrangement of element R. So electron arrangement, you only need to draw electrons. No need to draw the protons and neutrons. So only draw 2, 8, and 2 here. you still need to draw the nucleus, but inside the nucleus, you don't need to show your proton and neutron. No need. Okay? And don't ever do shading on your nucleus. And when you draw electron arrangement, you can either keep the nucleus empty like this, or you can put the symbol R because this is element R. Understand? So you all must really know the difference between electron arrangement and atomic structure. Electron arrangement only draw electrons. No need to draw proton and neutrons. Atomic structure need to draw everything. Electrons, proton, and neutron. That's it. Okay? So this is something very important. Okay, a very simple thing, but it's so important. All right. So guys, let me know in the chat box, do you understand the difference between atomic structures and electron arrangement? Do you understand the difference between atomic structures and electron arrangement? So any one of you here make mistakes on this before this, you can type 1 in the chat box. Any one of you? You always make mistakes between electron arrangement and atomic structure before this. You can type 1 in the chat box. Huh? So I hope you can learn from here. Okay, I hope you can really see the difference between electron arrangement and atomic structures. Huh? They are not the same. They are not the same. Okay? That's why this is something I keep telling you all. Something that you thought you know, but maybe you lose the mark and you not even know the reason behind. Okay? So this is something that you have to be very careful. There are a lot of small details in your chemistry. Okay? All right. Next one. Okay. This is a pipe leakage. This is a pipe leakage. So for pipe leakage, they ask you which element is most suitable to detect the leakage. All right. So we are learning about isotopes. Okay. Isotope. Okay. Anyone of you remember what is the isotope that can use to detect pipe leakage? Anyone remember? What is the isotope that can use to detect pipe leakage? Anyone? Okay, so sodium 24, which is correct. Okay, guys, but be careful with this. Okay, first of all, okay, when you come to the usage of isotope, when you come to the usage of isotopes, okay, there are a few isotopes you need to know. The first one is called carbon 14. Okay, here you need to put dash. You need to put the word dash because I think in the chat box I can see not many of you got put dash. So carbon 14 is used to determine the age of fossil and artifacts. So if you found if you found the bone of dinosaur, you want to know how old it is, you can use carbon 14. Next one, we have cobalt 60. Cobalt 60 can use to kill cancer, can use to kill bacteria in the food. Then we have sodium 24. Sodium 24 is used to detect underground pipe leakage. If underground got pipe leakage, you can use sodium 24 to detect. Then we can have something called iodine. Iodine 131. Iodine used for thyroid. If you have thyroid disease, you can use iodine. Okay, so these are some important isotope you need to know. Okay, now listen. Okay, so they ask me, okay, they ask me, which element is most suitable to be used to detect the leakage? Sodium 24. So the dash is important. Some examiner, they are very particular. If you don't put the dash, no mark at all. Some examiner, you don't put the dash, no mark at all. So you can see, even a dash is important. Okay, next one. What is the disadvantage of the instrument that you use here? What is the disadvantage? Okay, guys, I teach you one universal answer. Whenever you have isotope, okay, when they ask you these advantages, the bad thing about isotope, I teach you one universal answer. You can write one for whatever isotope it is. If they ask you the disadvantage, I teach you one universal answer. You can always write. You can always tembak this answer. which is called radioactive. Okay, whenever they ask you about isotope, the bad thing about isotope, you always can write radioactive. That is the best, the simplest answer you can write. Okay, radioactive, simple as that. Okay, so if today they ask me, okay, what is the disadvantage of the instrument? So sodium 24 is the isotope. Disadvantage, radioactive. If you don't want to write radioactive, you can write expensive lah. But if you compare these two answers, this is better. Radioactive is better. Expensive, sometimes they accept it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they accept, sometimes they don't. But radioactive, confirm they accept it. So whenever you have any isotope, when they ask you the bad thing, the disadvantage of isotope, you always can write radioactive. That's all. This is the universal answer you can use whenever they ask about disadvantages of isotopes. Finish. Okay, done. Okay, what else we need to know? Okay, isotopes, we also need to know how to calculate the mass. Sometimes they will give us this. Sometimes they will give you multiple isotopes with different masses. Okay, example like this, see? They will give you different isotopes which have different mass. You can go and calculate the relative atomic mass. So this is something which is quite easy, but surprisingly, many schools didn't cover. This is something very easy, but a lot of schools surprisingly didn't cover on this. Okay, they didn't cover on this. All right. So what is how to calculate the mass when you have a few isotopes? Very easy. So all the isotopes, they have their own abundance. Abundance means quantity in percentage. Abundance is their quantity in percent. So very easy one. You have two isotopes here. You take the first isotope, the mass, multiplied with the first percentage. You add with another isotope, the mass, multiplied with another percentage. That's it. In the end, divide by total percent. The total percent always 100. That's it. Simple as that. Then you can calculate the answer. Okay. All right. For example, today, if I got 3 isotopes, okay, so I know their percent. Can I calculate their mass? Yep. The mass, okay, the mass normally same as the nucleon number. Okay, so the mass multiplied with the percent, add with another mass, another percent, add with another mass, another percent, in the end divided by total percent. Total percent must be 100. That's it. Okay, so this is a very simple calculation, but surprisingly, many schools didn't cover. Make sure everyone know when you have a few isotopes, how to get their mass. Okay, and relative atomic mass, you learn in chapter 3. All the relative mass. Relative means comparison. They compare the mass. All the relative mass, no unit. If your hand gatal, if your hand itchy, go to write gram. Everything wrong already. If you write gram, it's GG. Everything wrong already. Cannot write the mass. Cannot write the unit. Relative mass, no unit at all. You learn this in your Form 4, Chapter 3. You learn this in your Form 4, Chapter 3. That's all. Okay, finish. So I hope everyone can get some rough idea. Okay. So today we might not be able to discuss every single question in this booklet, but I just want to give you some rough idea, the importance of doing exercise and why you might lose your mark if you didn't do that. Okay. All right. So let me show you another one super important questions at here. Okay. Let me show you a very important questions related with periodic table. Related with periodic table. How we study on the periodic table thingy and what is the common mistakes made by many students. Let me show you this question. Let me show you this question here. All right. Here we go. Okay. Okay, everyone look at here. Okay, give the positions of element P in the periodic table. Give a reason for your answer. Okay. So element P, how you know the location in periodic table? Periodic table, you have to look at the group and period, right? Okay, to know group and period, you must write electron arrangement. So the P, it's 2 dot 2.7, isn't it? Okay, 2.7, huh? All right. All right, so now 4 marks. Okay, now, first and foremost, many schools say that you cannot use point form. The answer is yes and no. Okay, so if today you are answering your paper 2, question 1 to question 8, we call structure. Question 9 to 11 called essay. Okay, essay can use point form. Essay can use point form one, but many school demonize that. Many school they demonize it. Many school they say cannot use point form at all. No. Okay, in reality, in the real examination, examiner actually love you all to use point form for essay. Imagine you are the examiner. One fella write a long essay, everything squeezed in a paragraph. Another person use point form. As examiner, which one you love to mark? You know the answer. Clear? So if today you have essay question, you can use point form. Perfectly fine about it. But structure question, don't do that. Don't ever use point form in your structure question. Okay, second thing. Can you use table in the question? Yes. If the question is essay and the question asks you all to do some comparison. If today you have essay and you're doing comparison, then you can use a table. If today you have essay question and you are doing some comparison, you can use table, no problem. Structure question cannot use table at all. So that's it. Okay, all right. So guys, you see, element P is 287. Can we know the group and period? Yes. When you have 7 valence electron, you are group 17, right? When you have 3 shells occupied with electrons, you are period 3. But what I am trying to tell you is this, everyone, you might want to write down this. Whenever, okay, you start to give any explanation, when you want to give any explanation, okay, especially for periodic table, you have to put in the word atom. When you start giving explanation, the word atom need to be there. You see, for example, you see my answer? Element P is located in group 17. So if I only want to tell this substance is in which group and which period, I can copy back. They use the word element, I use back the word element. But some student will ask, Mr. Martin, if I don't write the word element, is it okay? No problem. The word element, you use it or you don't use it is perfectly fine. So you can see, element P is in group 17, element P is in period 2, no problem. If I just mention about the group and period, I just use back the word element or I don't use the word element is okay. But when I start doing explanation, when you give explanation, when you want to explain, you have to write atom P or P atom already. Okay, by right, in BM, they write atom in front. In English, we write atom at the back, but they don't care one. As long as you write atom is okay. They don't care whether you put the word atom in front or at the back. Understand? So when you start explain why element P is in group 17, because it has 7 valence electron. Why element P is in period 2? Atom P has 2 shells occupied with electron. So when you start giving explanation, when you give explanation, when you explain something, the word atom need to be there. The word atom need to be there. You get the idea? So when you give explanation, atom need to be there. All right? Okay, show you another one more question. You see here? All right. Look at here. Look at here. Okay. Element P and Q, they have same chemical properties, but they have different reactivity in chemical reaction. Compare the reactivity for element P and Q. Explain your answer, 4 mark. Okay. So everyone, 1 minute revision. What is this? So substance P is 2.7. Substance Q is 287, isn't it? So they are all group 17, right? They are all belong to group 17. Okay, 1 minute revision. Group 17. Okay, group 17. The lower they are, the less reactive they become. Okay, group 1 go opposite. Group 1, the lower they go, the more reactive they are. So make sure everyone know the reactivity for group 1 and group 17. So listen to what I'm going to say by now. Okay, so group 17 going down, less reactive. Okay, now P and Q, who is further down? P is 2827, Q is 287. So this one got 3 shells, right? You further down, right? Q should be further down. So when you just want to compare their reactivity, okay, when you just compare, you don't need to use the word atom. You don't need to use the word atom. Atom only be there when you give explanation. When you explain, the word atom need to be inside. When you compare, you don't need to put the word atom. So you are comparing P and Q. So who is more reactive? Going down become less reactive, right? So you can say Q is less reactive than P, or the other way around. P is more reactive than Q also can. So when you compare the reactivity, you can just use P and Q, or you can follow what they have here, element. So you can say, element P is more reactive than element Q. For me, very easy one. They put element, I copied it. But even some people say, Mr. Martin, if I don't put the word element, I just mentioned P is more reactive than Q. Is it okay? Yes, it's okay. You still get the full mark. So when you just comparing, you write element or not, is okay. No problem. But when you start giving explanation, now be careful. When you start giving explanation, what is happening? Okay, everyone. When you explain, don't memorize. Don't memorize. I hope you can imagine what is going on. Okay, group 17, how they become stable. They have 7 electron, right? They need to receive 1 extra electron from outside, right? Who is pulling the electron? Nucleus. It is the nucleus that pulling the electron to go in. Okay, so imagine imagination, everyone. P and Q. Can you see that Q is bigger than P? The Q is larger than P, right? You have 2 shells. I got 3 shells. So first of all, you can talk about the size. Okay, so the size is atomic size. So you can say the size. Okay, Q is, okay. So who is bigger, who is smaller? You can say P smaller than Q, or the other way around. Q is bigger than P. But remember, when you give explanation, you must write atom. So you can write this. You can write like this. Atomic size of atom P is smaller than atom Q. Can you see that? When I give explanation, I cannot write the word element anymore. You cannot write the word element anymore. When you start giving explanation, the word atom need to be there. Is okay? All right. So atom P is smaller than atom Q. So what? So this electron is closer to the nucleus compared to the Q, right? So in atom P, electron is close to the nucleus. In atom Q, electron far away from nucleus. So just mention, okay. So electron, sorry, I forget to put in, okay, but you can write this down, okay. The valence electron, it's closer to the nucleus in atom P compared to atom Q. You can write that. Valence electron is closer to the nucleus in atom P compared to atom Q, something like that. Okay, so when you are close to the nucleus, this pulling force is very strong. Okay, what is the name of this pulling force? You can call it nuclear attraction. If you don't want to write nuclear attraction, why nuclear attraction? Nucleus pulling the electron. If you don't want to write nuclear attraction, you can write force of attraction between nucleus and electron. You can write force of attraction between nucleus and electron. Okay, so atom P is smaller, electron closer. When electron very close, the attraction should be stronger, isn't it? When electron very far, the attraction should be weaker, isn't it? So we can write like this. Okay, the force of attraction between nucleus and electron is stronger in atom P. Must write the word atom. Okay, So when the force is very strong, so what? Atom P can pull the electron easily. Remember, group 17, they need to receive electron to be stable, isn't it? When they have 7 electron, they need to receive 1 more to be stable. So atom P can receive or accept or gain electron more easily. That's it. So what's the key here? When you give explanation, the word atom need to be there. Okay, I'm very sure some of you here never know this before. I'm very sure some of you here never know that, oh, the word atom is so important. But it's okay. I hope you get a better idea at least after today's session. So these are some small details that you might not even know when you just read. If you just go by pure reading, you read notes, whatever thing, cannot one. All right? Simple as that. Okay? Okay, I get a question. Sir, when we do the comparison here, if I write atom P is more reactive than atom Q, is it okay? No problem. When you do comparison, they don't care so much whether you use element or atom. They don't care. You use element, no problem. You use atom, no problem. You're not using, also no problem. One. When you do compare, it's okay. The key is when you explain. When you explain, you have to use the word atom. You cannot use the word element when you do the explanation. All right? So simple as that. Okay? Guys, how many of you here, you never know that you need to write the word atom when you do explanation previously? You can type me in the chat box. How many of you, you never know that you need to write the word atom when you want to do this kind of explanation before this? Wow, so smart. Everyone know. Everyone know. Wow. Okay. So guys, just be honest with me. Like it's okay, one man. Nothing to be hide, man. Nothing to hide from, guys. You don't bother. You don't care how people look at you. It's okay, one. All right. Just be honest with me. Because some students, they want to type me. They say, hey, no one type me lah. I feel so embarrassed. Nothing. Please stop comparing yourself with others. Stop comparing yourself with others. It's okay, one. Don't compare yourself with others. You are you. You are special in your own way. Please. Okay. So guys, you have to be careful. So these are some small details that you have to know. All right. So I really hope everyone gets some rough idea, okay, at least from a very short session today. Because you see, guys, what we do throughout the last 2 hours, we do a quiz to show you something. All right. So I hope by now you all know how to do chemical tests for the acid. I hope by now you all know litmus paper is not a chemical test. Yeah, pH meter is not a chemical test. You want to test acid, you know what to do. And I hope you know how to calculate pH. You cannot directly take concentration of the acid. You need to find the concentration of H plus. And I hope you know B and was the sting is acidic or alkaline and what to do about it. And there are many other things that we learn today. All right. I really hope you learn something. Okay. There are 2 more things I want you all to do with me. Okay, a simple and short thing. Okay. All right. So what if today, okay, let's do a simple thing as a quick summary. Okay. What if today, SPM, they ask you what is boiling point? What would you write in your answer? Guys, come on. What if today SPM asks you all, what is boiling point? What would be your answer? Let me know the answer in the chat box. If the question asks, what is boiling point? What is the definition of boiling point? What is the answer that you should write? Okay, very good. I can see a better improvement now. Turn on, you see, boiling point is a constant temperature. Boiling point is a temperature, and this temperature never change, is constant. What happened during your boiling? What happened during boiling? Okay, liquid change to gas. Okay, and make sure everyone mention at specific pressure. You get it? So you see, okay? So you can you see you are improving or not? Maybe about 2 hours ago, you don't know about this. You don't know you should write specific pressure. But after 2 hours, at least you know about specific pressure. Or not? At least you can see something, you can see you can see a difference. Okay. So I really, really hope like these 2 hours you learn a little bit here and there. Everyone might learn different things in these 2 hours, which is perfectly fine. Okay. So guys, the last thing here, can you give me like in one sentence or in a one short paragraph? Can you tell me throughout the 2 hours what you learned so far? What you learned so far? Just tell me what you learned so far in 2 hours. You don't copy others one. Don't copy other answer. Everyone might learn different things one. Everyone might have different feeling or different things they learn throughout today's lesson. Tell me everyone in one sentence or in one short paragraph that what you learn throughout today 2 hours session. Can be anything one. Can be anything one. Come on. Just let me know. Come on, guys, give me some feedback. At least I know what is happening. So I try to read through. I try to read some idea. Okay. So so some say some SPM tricks, very good. Simple tips to remember answering technique. Yep. Proper answering technique, correct. Like you need to write atom, all these answering technique, the keyword, specific pressure, all these things need to be written. Okay, Joshua saying, the way to prepare for Form 5. Exactly. Yeah, how to prepare for Form 5. Yeah, that's why everyone learn different thing one. Some or they heard about the Form 5 thing. Some they heard about answering technique. So everyone might have different feeling one. It's perfectly fine. Okay. Uh, Mia say keyword. Exactly. Keyword is important. Important. The keyword. Okay. Yuling saying visualize the concept rather than memorizing. Exactly. Try not to memorize so much, because if you can visualize, if you can imagine what is going on, it is even better. Okay. Some say pH meter and litmus paper is not chemical test. Fantastic. You learn something, right? Some of you thought, oh, chemical test can write litmus paper. pH test can write, a chemical test can write the pH paper. Cannot one. Okay. If you want to test acid, you can either use metal or carbonate. You put metal, you put carbonate, you saw bubbles. That fellow is an acid. You put the metal, you put the carbonate, you didn't see bubble. That fellow is not an acid. Yeah, that is something. All right. Nicole say keyword, okay, atom, specific pressure, nucleus. Very good. Okay. So Ryan say do more exercise. Exactly. So you see, guys, so why I want to get some feedback, because everyone might have different learning. Everyone might have different outcome today. So I just hope a simple thing that number one, I'm not wasting your time. I'm not wasting 2 hours of your time. All right. As long as now you feel better or you understand a little bit more than what you are 2 hours ago, good enough. Good enough for today. All right. Because in 2 hours, you cannot demanding to do so many things at the same time, one or not. So as long as you can achieve some small thing in these 2 hours is good enough. So you see, you learn a bit. When everything stick together, that's a lot. Okay. So my last advice for you all, my last advice still the same, everyone. In If you're from 4, the way that you study cannot bring you the result that you wanted, maybe you should do some adjustment for your Form 5. Understand? You keep using this current study method, it cannot bring you the result that you wanted. Then probably this method is not so suitable for you. So maybe you need to do some adjustment. No one know which method is the best for you rather than you yourself. So if you don't know, never mind. Try and error. Okay, try this method. If doesn't work, go for another one. If doesn't work, go for another one. Don't expect someone tell you the method that you just follow, because there is no one shoe that fit everyone. Today I tell you, oh, I am the top student in my school. I tell you my method. It doesn't mean that this method is suitable for you. Understand? Only you know yourself which method is suitable. All right. Last and last, please start working very, very hard in Form 5, despite how weak, how terrible you are in your Form 4. Okay, you are very bad in Form 4, doesn't matter what. Form 5 is a new start for you. It's a new start from the beginning. Make good use of your time in Form 5, and you can see a lot of miracle will happen. A lot of things can change. Okay? As simple as that. So I hope you learn something. And I just want to show you this just for those of you who never see this before. Okay, for those, if you're in my class, you have seen this. Okay, so a quick one here. I have a students who go from 7 marks. I have a student who go from 7 marks. Okay, in the end, get quite a good outcome in the end. So I always say this. I don't think you are worse than 7. I don't think any one of you here, you are worse than 7 marks. Everything is possible. Okay. So another student is that chemistry is the weaker subjects, never passed before. In the end, be the best subjects in the entire school. Everything is possible. Okay. And these students only join my class in Form 5. Not at Form 4, never pass at all. Never pass, never score more than 20. Okay. So, but she works very hard. She willing to work hard in Form 5. Okay. So that's it. So I always say the same thing. No matter how weak you are, I'm very sure I can help you, but provided you need to put in effort. You must be willing to work hard as well. Okay? Then only you can achieve the things that you wanted. Okay? So with that being said, I think that's all for today. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you again in the subsequent lesson. Okay? Goodbye and good night, everyone.